to just enlighten you about the passport acquisition process. So there are three categories of people who apply for Ghana passport. Those who are first timers. The second one are those who have damaged or missing passports, and the third category is those who are renewing their passport. So for those who are renewing their passport, all what we need is a copy of your old passport. You have to submit your old passport to us. But since you are coming to VFS, you are not coming to New York, you have to, when you go to the VFS office, you fill the form and everything on our website. Then you choose the Los Angeles, that's the VFS offices, as your passport center. So when you are going there, you need to take your application form, the ones that you've printed. You would have submitted the form online already. Then you need to take a hard copy of what you have printed. You need to also add your old passport, the passport that has expired. You need to add it to your application. Then you have your money. I think you take money order, right?
We do, yes.
Yes. So you add your money order to it. It's $130. That's the charge. But they, as you indicated, they also have their service charge. But when you come to the consulate or you go to the embassy, it's $130. But because you are using their service, you have to pay an extra $90. So then that is for the renewal of passport. So when you go to missing or damaged passport, that is a different, we need different, that's a different requirement that we require. There are different things that we require from you. What do we require? You said your passport is lost. We have to believe that your passport is lost. So how do we believe it? We need a police report from you and a detailed police report. You know, there are certain police reports that we've seen, people just take an extract from the police, they just fill in something. No, that is not what we are looking for. We need an incident report. You have to make an incident report, give details of how the passport got lost, and that should be written. It's not in your own handwriting. You have to go to the police. I think they have, I believe some of you have seen that extract before. So we require that from you, plus the other requirements I said. So if you even have a photocopy of it, the better, because then we now, that will be easier for them to identify that, oh, this person had a passport. It's very easy. So you attach that one to the passport form that you have printed, and then submit it to the VFS office, and they will process it for you. And the last category is those who are acquiring passport for the first time. So this applies to, as Honorable said, that your kids, your wards, those that were given birth here and they don't have a passport. The laws of Ghana states that a child can acquire citizenship if one or both parents are Ghanaian. That is if you were born outside. But if you were born in Ghana to Ghanaian parents, you're automatically a Ghanaian. So when your child is coming to apply for a Ghanaian passport for the first time, we need to see proof of their Ghanaian parentage. So the proof of their Ghanaian parentage is they have to show us proof of their parents' Ghanaian citizenship. And what is that? If your parent has a Ghanaian passport, that will suffice. So they add that, just a minute, so they add that to the application. The same thing, you have to fill the form online, print the form, add your birth certificate, and the birth certificate, add the child or the applicant should add the birth certificate, and then add either both parents' passport, Ghanaian passport of both parents, or one parent. Because as I indicated earlier, the law states that either one or both parents should be Ghanaian. But the reason why we request for the birth certificate is that we want to see whether indeed the person you are claiming is your parent or your father or mother is indeed the right person. Because when you have that name on the birth certificate, it should reflect in the copy of the Ghanaian passport that you submit. I hope you understand. But you see, and there we also have cases where, so for all these three categories of people, we also have people who previously had passports and are now coming to apply for a new passport, and they've changed their name from the name that appeared in their old passport. And you cannot just come one day and say that in your old passport you have Kojo Mensah and come to the embassy, fill a form and write Kojo Boateng and say that I have changed my name. We want to see proof of that. So either by marriage, or you can legally change your name if you wish, but we want to see proof of that. In the laws of Ghana states that you have to gazette your name. If you change the name, it has to be gazetted. But here, I think your processes are different. So what we require from you is that let a notary public indicate that I, so and so, is now called so and so, and let a notary public attest to it. It has to be documented. And then you add it to your passport application. If you are married also, you bring your marriage certificate. Some of the marriage certificates you have that the name change is already on the marriage certificate. Some of them don't have that. They have just the maiden name of the spouse. So we also need you to notarize, give us a document indicating that you have legally changed your name. So as I indicated, with a damaged passport and a lost passport, we charge a fee which is higher than those for first applicants and that for the renewal. That is $230. Because some people might throw their passport away. It's just like a penalty to discourage people from either destroying their passport or reporting that their passports are lost. So that's for the passport. If you have a question, we'll answer it later. The other thing is for the visa. For the visa, VFS doesn't handle visa. So all visa applications can either be brought to the New York consulate or sent to our Washington mission. And unlike the passport application that you have to come in person, the visa applications, you can post them. So what we also require from you is that when you're applying for a visa, yes, we know you are Ghanaian, you have your American passport, you have to fill the form. Give us a detailed address of your host in Ghana. Some people will just write P.O. Box. P.O. Box, we cannot locate a postal address. We need a precise physical address. So you have to indicate it. And we've also realized that when people are filling the visa forms, they just fill it casually because they are like, oh, I am a Ghanaian, I'm going to apply for a passport. But you are not a Ghanaian, you are holding an American passport. So you have to fill the forms with all the seriousness that you've used to fill any form, any application form going to a Schengen country. Because you see the information on the visa application form, if something happens, and then we have to contact you, and we have to contact a reference back here, and we don't get a detailed address or anything, it will be difficult for us to do that. So we encourage you that take your time, fill those forms, and fill them well. And what services do we render for visa? We have the single entry visa, and we also have the multiple entry visa. So the single entry visa is 3 months. That allows you to go to Ghana and back just one time. The multiple entry visa is 5 years. You can go in and out as many times as you want within the 5 years. And the single entry, the standard fee, which is from up to 10 days for the processing, is $60. And then we have the priority, that is $100. And for the express, that is the priority, the 24 hours. But for those who are coming for the multiple entry visa, we have that costs $260, and then $130 for the standard, which the processing time is up to 10 days. So basically, that is the basic information on the visa acquisition. But let me add that, you see, for the passport, some people report that their passports have delayed. They apply for a passport and it's not coming. Sometimes it's not the fault of the consulate or VFS. It is the fault of the applicant. If you lie on your form, you have acquired a biometric passport already. You give a certain date of birth. You come to us and tell us that your passport is missing. And then you give a different date of birth. When it goes to Accra, when we get all the applications, we forward it to Accra, the passport office. they have a big database. They also do their checks. So when they check and they realize that your date of birth is different, they'll revert to us and tell us that this person's date of birth is different from the date of birth they used in their previous passport. So then we have to come back to you for you to explain to us. Sometimes we call you, we don't get you. And these are some of the reasons why they are unnecessary to this. But if you fill the documents well, provide your details correctly, within about maximum 1 month, you should get your passport. So please, that is also important. When we are filling the passport application form, we have to be serious. Some people, I think Honorable will come to that later. Some people just get somebody outside, fill a form for me. The person uses his own details to fill the guarantor's portion, the witness portion. And you, the applicant, the holder of the passport, you don't have any idea of who the witness or the guarantor is. So when something happens to you, you see that witness whose name has been given, when something happens to you, you are, let's say, arrested or anything, they will call the witness. And if they are calling your witness and your witness says that, I don't know anybody like that, that even makes your problem serious. Because then that means whoever is handling your case will see that this person is not credible. So please, if we cannot fill it because of one reason or the other, and you get somebody to fill the form for you, be with the person and give the person your details for the person to fill the form, not the person's details. Because sometimes people come to the consulate, in some of the checks that we do, you are having a discussion with them during the interview. You ask them that, maybe the details of your witness, you ask them that, oh, do you know, so who is, let's say, Kojo Bunsu? Then the person goes like, Kojo Bunsu, then you provided the person's name as your witness. Then he said, oh, I mean, I'm here, you. But you see, we take some of these things for granted. You know, you are in a country where documentation is very, very important. And then you just do anything casually. One day it will affect you. So please, let's take our documents seriously. And also, I want to stress that the laws of the United States is different from the laws of Ghana. Because you get people coming to the consulate and they will tell you that, oh, in the United States, we don't do it this way. Please, we are not the United States. We have our laws. They also have our laws. Because there are people who come and complain that in the United States, when you marry, automatically, you can get a nature, you can adopt your husband's name. But the laws of Ghana doesn't state, it's not the same as that. The laws of Ghana say that you have to go through a process. So please, the United States has its laws. We also have our laws. So if you want to acquire the United States, if you are acquiring a Ghana passport, please, when we tell you to bring ABC, don't tell us that, oh, in the United States, we don't do it this way. Because when you go to the United States, they don't tell you that, you don't tell them that in Ghana, we do it this way. Whatever they tell you, you follow. So please, whatever we tell you, we want to make the system as easy as possible for you. Because we know that for name change, you have to gazette and all that. We know it's a very complicated process. That's why we tell you, just go to your lawyer or the notary public. Let them notarize for you. The notary publics are all over. We are not making the process complicated. But people will come and tell you that, oh, in the United States, we do it this way. Why don't you do it that way? Please, let's understand that Ghana's requirement or Ghana's law is different from the laws of the United States. So that is the little I want to share with you. So if later there are questions, people have